Well, hello everybody, it's Dr. Drake 73 here again today. Just going to do a brief follow-up to the unexpected gun purchase, also known as the Remington 7600 pump shotgun. Did I just say shotgun? Let's try that again. No, pump rifle in .308 Winchester. Just going to real briefly go over what we ended up doing for mounting a scope. And in addition, show you some range results and talked about what it's like shooting this thing freehand. It's a lot of fun. So stay tuned. This is the first Vortex scope I ever purchased. That was 3 years ago. I put this on an AR build that I used for coyote hunting. And that particular year I saw one coyote running out at about 375 yards. No, just kidding. It was about, probably about 120-yard shot. Dropped him with one shot. Really like this scope. I'm not one for big scopes. So when you can give me something like a 2x7 that's a smaller profile, I really like it. So we're gonna carry that on this rifle for keeping things light and going with a proven optic. This is the Diamondback. As you can see right there, 2x7x35. Actually have this mounted with Nikon P series, which are typically used for going on a Picatinny rail, which I've selected to use. And these are typically, you'll see these used with stuff like SCARs and ARs and things like that that typically have that top rail. But Vortex is a company that's based out of Wisconsin. Most of their stuff is made in China. I could give you a completely different set of reviews in terms of their red dots. Sparks, strike fires, Spitfires, and the like. Might do that someday, but I don't feel the same way about those particular line of products from Vortex as I do about this one. A great scope. I'd buy another Vortex scope in a heartbeat and just might do so. Here's how you know that you've got a good rifle and a good scope. Looking at the target here, just getting on paper at 25 yards. You can see on the bottom right, those are my first two shots. So I decided to take two because the first one's, coming out of a unfouled barrel and all that. So not bad, shooting off of sandbags. So I figured my calculations, and I was gonna need to go 32 clicks for left and something like 128 clicks up from that position, and look where my next shot hit. Right there. That's how you know you've got a decent rifle and a decent scope, when it does what it's supposed to do. So we headed over to our local firing range, this one located in Lake Elmo, Minnesota, set up and got ourselves ready to do some final shooting in the sighting in of this particular rifle, as you can see here at the 100-yard range. Our first shots were about 4 inches high. We dialed them down, and my next result was this nice little group here. This was off of sandbags. We then went over to 200 meters. Everything was done there freehand. Nothing pretty to look at, but I can tell you that at 200 meters, I was able to hit paper every time. That's a good hunting rifle. Due to this high cheek weld, I found that I needed to get up off this rail more than I usually do. Henceforth, scope sitting up from the center of the bore axis, which should be right about here, to the center of the sight line, which would be right about here, about 1 3/4 inches or so. On most of the rifles I've used outside of AR type platform, I typically will put that down lower, but the high comb of this particular kind of stock kind of puts me there, which is fine. I don't believe it's going to affect my accuracy 1 iota. I wouldn't want to go any higher with it though. Gun performed beautifully today. Shot very well. I would not consider this to be a high recoil or kicking rifle by any stretch. I Guess I could see where in some calibers it might, but certainly not this one. No need to go getting the butt foam protector or any of that kind of deal, recoil pad. I don't go for that stuff. But anyway, very pleased so far.